and welcome back to another video with Glameres Gems Gourmet Recipes. So what's on the menu today is some oven baked meatloaf. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the ingredients. So the seasonings I'm using is Italian seasoning, basil, minced garlic, salt, pepper, onion, garlic powder, seasoned salt, some chicken bouillon, grated Parmesan cheese, and your choice of spaghetti sauce or ketchup, however you prefer to put the sauce on top. I do also add Italian sausage there as well, and I've just already baked that in the oven for about 45 minutes. And then I have my green bell pepper, a fresh carrot, onion, 2 eggs, and you'll need your utensils. And I also forgot to mention, excuse my little helper, you'll also need some Italian style breadcrumbs for this. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the recipe. For this part, you'll need a food processor, and I'm just gonna cut up my carrots, bell pepper, and onion just so it can fit in there. And I'm gonna grind all of those vegetables up together and add that to my meat. Now, in the event you do not have a food processor, you would wanna go ahead and either use shredded carrots and dice up your bell pepper and onion, but this just simplifies it for me, and it actually works as like a tenderizer for the meat and gives it a lot of flavor. So definitely, if you have one, I would say go with this option. It always turns out really good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start seasoning the meat. Before I get into it, I wanna mention, this is 3 pounds of ground beef. I thought it was 2. So you want to add 1 egg per pound. So if you're using 2 pounds of ground beef, it'll be 2 eggs, and vice versa. So I just wanted to mention that in the event y'all see me adding an extra egg in there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I have my meat in my bowl. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is add in those vegetables there. And you know, you just want to go ahead and start adding in your seasonings now. So I'm adding in my minced garlic, and I'm gonna go ahead and also add in some pepper, some salt, and I'll have the measurements in my description box below. Some seasoned salt. I have some onion and garlic powder that I'm putting in there as well. And then I'm also going to add in my chicken bouillon as well. So right here, I'm just kind of getting a feel for it, and that's my Parmesan cheese adding in, and my Italian and my basil is what I'll add in there. And I'm just gonna feel for it. I did go ahead and add a little bit more seasonings to it, and I just put on some gloves, and I'm just evenly incorporating all of those seasonings with the vegetables together. So that's what you want to go ahead and do for this, and it just kind of gives it that nice, it's pretty much working the meat up to get it nice and tenderized for you. So you'll just do that for a little bit. And I did go ahead and add a little bit more seasoning in there. So now go ahead and add in your egg, and you'll just evenly combine that into the meat. And once you have the egg mixed around to your liking, you're gonna go ahead and just kind of knead the meat just to get it tenderized. And then you'll add in your breadcrumbs, and you'll add mix all of that around together. And you don't want to see the breadcrumbs anymore, so I just kept on mixing it until it dissolved inside of the meat. And that'll definitely just kind of make everything work really well together. So yeah, I'll be back in just a moment. So now what you want to go ahead and do is get a pan, line it with some foil, and you're going to put your meat in there. And I always put a pan underneath the pan in case some juice drips onto it. And I'm gonna go ahead and just form my meatloaf. Now, if you have a loaf pan, that'll be ideal, but this is how I'm doing it. So I'm kind of a perfectionist with it. So I'm just trying to mold it into the shape that I want it. And I just, you know, y'all can see, I'm just trying to get it perfect. Once I have it molded into the shape I want, I'm gonna dig a well in the middle because I'm gonna bake this in the oven, and I want it to shape out this way, so that way I can eventually add in my Italian sausage that I showed you all before. So this is primarily the only way that I make meatloaf. I don't really make it any other way. So you definitely want to dig the well very deep, just to make sure that it fits. So now, you know, my meat's been in the oven for about an hour or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain out all the oils and add in my Italian sausage at this time. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add Parmesan cheese and my spaghetti sauce on top. And I use the garden style. That's the only spaghetti sauce I prefer because it has zucchini and squash in there. It's just very healthy. So yeah, once you have that, you'll pop it back in the oven for about another 30 minutes or so, and your meatloaf should be done. And it'll look just like this. So yeah, I'll be back in a moment once I have it plated for y'all. Alrighty guys, so I've went ahead and plated my meatloaf for you, and it came out really, really good. So as you can see, the carrots, you see the sausage in there, the spaghetti sauce on top. So yeah, I'm very pleased with how it turned out. And as you can tell, you know, when I put the fork in here, it's very firm, but still very moist to actually bite into it. The breadcrumbs, the eggs, and all of that flavor has just really made it taste really, really good and come together well. So I hope that you all will definitely try this recipe. Make sure that, you know, you like, comment, and subscribe. I post videos weekly on my channel, and it will be my pleasure to continue sharing my recipes with you. And as always, I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.